It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Whether it's sports, theater, or concert, for the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. Ticket Liquidator. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. NordVPN.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
Hello and welcome on into the Cam Show, maybe the most important Cam Show we have ever done. It all comes down to tonight. Yankee Stadium, 2 rookies on the mound, Game 3. Loser goes home, winner goes north of the border to face the Toronto Blue Jays. It's all on tonight after the Red Sox completely choke it away in Game 2. We will go through all, and I mean all because there's plenty, all that went into the Red Sox choke in Game 2 and why they absolutely should have won this game, should absolutely be getting the rest right now and being ready to play for the Toronto Blue Jays, and how it can all go up in smoke. Who are you blaming? You blaming Cora? You blaming Bayo? You blaming Nate Eaton or Kyle Hudson or Jarren Duran? We will also have Jackson Roberts of Sports Illustrated, covers the Red Sox for them. We'll have him on in the second segment talking about not only what went wrong last night, but looking ahead to Game 3. And of course, we will do a deep dive. Connolly Early can really make his career tonight, making his 5th career start in Major League Baseball, full stop, postseason debut with all the pressure on him. A couple of rookies going up against each other at the stadium. This series has been fun so far. I don't anticipate that stopping right now. Let's start where we start. Let's look at Game 2. It's a 4-3 Yankee victory. The Red Sox pissed this one away. The Red Sox absolutely threw Game 2 away. Like it was there for the taking. It should have been a 2-game sweep for Boston. And instead, it becomes a nightmarish 1-run loss. Any 1-run loss in the playoffs is a bit of a nightmare. This one in particular. And it just felt like none of the gut calls, none of the moves, none of the bounces went right for the Red Sox. Wasted this opportunity. So many moments you can point to say, that's where they lost their biggest opportunity, or that's where they lost the game. But for me, there are 3 moments from Game 2 that kept me up last night, kept me up all night, man. And somehow, none of those 3 moments were the fact that Alex Cora pulled his starter after 28 pitches and 2 1/3 innings. No. Those were not, that did not factor in to the top 3 things that kept me up till 3 in the morning. First, it's the Cedar Rafaela bunt attempt in the 7th inning, because calling that a bunt or even a bunt attempt is disrespectful to bunts. Okay? What the hell was that? How can a major leaguer not lay a bunt down? First off, the pitch is not even close, man. It's the first pitch of the at-bat, and it's not even close. And he pops it up to the pitcher. Like, the only thing you can't do there. In fact, a strikeout is somehow a better scenario, because the way that popped right to the pitcher there, that could have easily been a double play. Like, your guys are going. They know it's a sacrifice. You got 2 fast base runners out there. That could have been a double play. Thankfully, for some reason, I guess, silver lining, it was only 1. But how can a Major League Baseball player not get a bunt down? I know they don't do it. I know he did it 3 times in 150 games during the regular season, but you are a Major League Baseball player. There's no excuse for that. No excuse. Was it the right call from the Red Sox dugout? Cora said afterwards, he was asked whether it was Cedon's call or whether it was his, and he said, look, I'll just keep it as a team call so they don't know our strategy. But it is the right call. First and second with nobody out, it's absolutely the right call, especially with 2 really fast guys on the base paths, Nate Eaton and Jarren Duran, literally your 2 fastest base runners. That's exactly what I want, because a Major League Baseball player should be able to lay a bunt down in his sleep. Absolutely should be able to do that. And then you got guys at second and third, and all of a sudden there's more of the ballpark to play with. You know, you can fly out to almost shallow right field, but with Judge's arm and his injury, Nate Eaton can score on that. Although, would they send him? That remains to be seen. We'll get to that right now, because later in the 7th is where I lose my mind entirely. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. 2 outs. Yoshida, kind of hard sinking line drive. It gets on 1 hop to Chisholm. Chisholm makes a great play. Fair play to him. It's a great play to keep it from going to the outfield, and it might have saved a run, but it shouldn't have, because he spikes the ball to first base, and Yoshida is easily safe. And I'm at the bar, and everyone's standing up yelling, man, 2 outs. Bring him in. Here we go. Even though the ball gets away from Ben Rice, we look like the assholes. Because we're yelling, 2 outs. You got to keep running. And there he is at third base, Nate Eaton. Let me take you back to August 19th against the Baltimore Orioles. It was a game at Fenway Park on a Tuesday night that I was at. Okay, remember, it was the one where they left the bases loaded for 3 straight innings to end the game. We should have seen this coming, because in the 10th inning of that game, they had Nate Eaton at third base because he's in the 98th percentile of sprint speed. That's why he was there. And when Roman Anthony drove a fly ball to left center, they didn't send him. And the throw goes up the line from Colton Cowser. They lose the game. And everyone in the ballpark is, how can you not send him? That's the ball game right there. He's the fastest guy on the team. Well, back to last night. Could we have seen this coming? They love having a guy whose main weapon is his speed not run. They love having him not run. It's unbelievable to me. Chisholm spikes the throw, gets away from Rice. Absolutely no question the runner should be coming to the plate. No question. Especially when you see the overhead view of it. Because then you see Chisholm is just barely fielding the ball here if you're watching on YouTube. And Nate Eaton has already rounded third base. Already. With 2 outs. Think of what it's going to take to throw Nate Eaton out at the plate. Think about it. If Yoshida's out, the inning's over. If the ball gets away from Ben Rice, which it does, Nate Eaton, with his 98th percentile of speed, of sprint speed, is scoring. Even if it is dug out by Ben Rice and Masa Yoshida is safe, but Rice makes a good play to keep it in front of him, that's a turn and throw. Now, Rice has a pretty good arm because he came up as a catcher. So it's one of those that takes a perfect play to throw Nate Eaton out of the plate, because he's going with 2 outs, and he's so fast. Like, how many times have we heard it through the years when the Red Sox would make a dumb base running play? And the manager, it was actually a lot of John Farrell, but then Alex Cora would say it too. They needed to execute a perfect play, and they did. Tip the cap. They needed to make a perfect throw, and they did. And yet, when it comes to the playoffs, in a series where you've already been aggressive, where you've already stolen runs on the base paths, and you have your fastest runner out there with 2 outs, every excuse in the book is built in for him to go home, and he doesn't do it. Kyle Hudson does not send him. Your first base coach is flipping a lid over at first base. He's like, run, run, run. And you see it. Yoshida dives in, and they don't send the runner. And the first base coach, he can't believe it, man. He's like, he's all of us at the bar. It's easy to say now. I understand that it's easy to say now. But I don't think Red Sox fans have a problem if Ben Rice makes one hell of a play, goes and tracks down the ball, and throws him out at home plate. Like that is pushing the envelope with your best runner on the base paths, your fastest runner. I don't think Red Sox fans have a huge problem with that if that happens. Again, easy to say now, I know. But that has to be a run scored. It has to be. And instead, they leave the bases loaded. Trevor Story puts a hell of a drive into the ball, but they leave the bases loaded. Kyle Hudson has got to send him, man. As soon as that ball gets away, Eaton should be, a quarter of the way up the line and then say, go, go, go. But it's only tied, and that leaves the 8th inning when Garrett Whitlock blows it. Look, I didn't love pulling Bayo after only 28 pitches. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know in the comments because that becomes a lightning rod as well. I didn't love it. It was a tie ball game. Bayo's a guy that sometimes needs settling in, and he usually does, especially with how he pitches at Yankee Stadium. I don't like playing matchups in the 3rd inning. I get it. Playoffs are a different ball game. I know, but it's the 3rd inning. But I especially don't like it when you pull your starter after 28 pitches and you let your best reliever who's available throw 47 pitches. You let Whitlock throw the most pitches he's thrown all season. He's gone more than 1 inning once since the beginning of June. You let him do that. You give him the trust. You don't give Bayo the trust. None of Alex Cora's hunches worked last night. They all worked in game 1. They did not work last night. But by far, the worst play of the night and the most frustrating player award has to go to Jarren Duran. Has to. When I tell you, I could go down to Rockland High School tomorrow and get a kid who can lay down a bunt if you give him an at-bat like Cedon Rafaela. But I could go to the Rockland Little League fields and find some players who can catch a ball hit right to them. And they're not making hundreds of thousands of dollars because Duran's still on that rookie contract. They're not getting paid to play baseball for a living. Like, that is the only play you can point to and definitively say that was the difference in the game. 2 outs in the inning. You get out of a jam. Routine liner to left from Aaron Judge. And Duran just completely misplays it. Just utterly and completely and entirely does not play it the way you're supposed to play it. Comes in, clank, off the glove. It's a miracle that he didn't get charged with an error. I mean, talk about a hometown scorer. That scorer at Yankee Stadium, I'm sure, would have no problem buying tickets on Ticketmaster. Because what are we doing there? That is an error. And he gifted the Yankees a lifeline for their season. Oh, but thank God you have his bat in the lineup so we can give you 1 single, 1 total base through 2 games. Thank God. That's why you got to keep him in there. Because remember, we had this discussion yesterday. Do you DH Yoshida? Do you put Duran on the bench? Put Ref Snyder in left? Rob Ref Snyder catches that ball. Shit, man. Rafael Devers might have caught that ball. I might have caught that ball. And Jarren Duran can't. And that's a run that comes in that should have never came in. And that is the difference in a 1-run ball game. And now here it is, man. That's almost the beauty and the curse of the 3-game, the best of 3. 1 play, 1 inning, 1 bad outing, and you could be finished. It's like the Champions League in soccer. 1 bad half and you're out. And here it is. Game 3. Winner take all. Couple of rookies on the mound, but you have no one to blame but yourselves for being in this situation. No one to blame but yourselves. The Red Sox, 1,000% pissed away that game last night. And that's what sucks. Any game in the postseason, you lose by 1 run. It's keeping you up at night. But when you piss away that many opportunities, it's tough, man. It's tough for me to feel great after that. But that's baseball. You move on. You play the very next day. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Who was the biggest GOAT in the old terming of the word GOAT, not the acronym, of Game 2 last night? Should the Red Sox have won it, and why? Let me know in the comment section below. And then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you live every weekday on YouTube at noon Eastern time, and then we're available wherever you get your podcasts as well. Your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio. Before we go to break, and we talk to Jackson Roberts in just a minute here, wanted to highlight one of the comments here. Guys, get involved in the comment section if you have thoughts on this game. Coming from a Yankee fan, they were confident batting against Bayo. You could tell they were taking confident at bats, and Cora played it like a Game 7, and it didn't work. So tough for the Game 3 bullpen. By the way, it's tough for both teams in the Game 3 bullpen. I mean, the Yankees have used their high leverage guys both nights, right? But this is correct. I'm not saying Bayo was lights out, right? He gave up the homer in the first inning, the line drive, routine fly ball that's a homer in that ballpark in the first inning against Ben Rice, one of my least favorite Yankee players of all time at this point. And he wasn't locating the changeup, which is really, you got to have it again. That's what's killed this Yankee lineup when Bayo's out there, the lefties, and locating that changeup. He just didn't have it. But that was Cora playing percentages, I think, too early in the ball game, but then going off basically a hunch, and his hunches just didn't work in this game. They just didn't work. Aaron Boone did not have a master class. He didn't have any master stroke of great managing, but Alex Cora did not either. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and we will talk about this one and, of course, look ahead to Game 3. Jackson Roberts of Sports Illustrated will join the Cam Show after this short break.
Dive into adventure with scuba.com, your ultimate destination for top-tier scuba and snorkeling gear. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, trust scuba.com for the best in diving equipment and expert guidance. Explore now at scuba.com. That's SCUBA.com. Scuba.com.
It's the Restore Clarity Focus Patch, my little secret weapon for staying sharp, focused, and on task. Each box comes with simple instructions inside, so you always know exactly how to apply it. Each patch lasts for 3 days. I love that I can wear it all day.
This is what $500,000 in a duffel bag looks like. Actually not real. That's because it's actually prop money. It looks realistic from a distance, but up close you can see it says for motion picture purposes. Visit propmoney.com today to get your money seen or money shot right with Prop Money Inc.
Golf Partner, the world's largest golf store network, offers more purchasing opportunities than anywhere else. With a dominant market share and a wider selection of quality secondhand golf clubs than our competitors, we make it easy for you to enjoy the game with affordable, top-quality equipment. Golf Partner.
It doesn't matter if your investment budget is small or big. All you need is Benzinga Pro and its powerful news alerts, price tracking, and portfolio monitoring. Subscribe now, and we'll skyrocket your portfolio today.
Experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
BosleyMD.com.
Man, maybe the only thing that'll calm my nerves for the next 8 hours is that Magic Flame commercial. Whew, man, just take a breath here. Take a breath. Couldn't sleep last night. Couldn't fall back asleep this morning because we've got a Game 3 on tap. And I'm still a little pissed off about Game 2. That's what we're talking about here on the Cam Show on Rogue Media Sports Network. And joining us to talk about Game 2 and preview Game 3, Jackson Roberts of Sports Illustrated covering the Red Sox. Jackson, did you think that this is where we were going to be all along? Game 3, Thursday night, Yankee Stadium?
Brother, it was 50-50 all game long. There were moments when I thought they had it last night. There were moments when I was in deep despair. Ironically enough, until the go-ahead single in the 8th inning, I was probably least optimistic after the first inning homer. And then they tie it back up. And you feel like they can pull this thing out. Alex Cora tries to MacGyver his way through the entire bullpen situation. And then, you have some moments that are ups and downs, but I think the despair hit. It started to hit after they didn't score in the top of the 7th. It really hit once Jazz dove into home plate just ahead of the tag from Narvi. And we got a game 3, and pretty much all comes down to this.
What more could you ask for? That's what you say if you're not rooting for one of these two teams, and you didn't want it done in 2 if you're a Red Sox fan. It's like it did have that feeling of like the Red Sox never led in the game, but it felt like they had the Yankees a couple of times where you're just like, they got them where they want them here. Like, this is it. You've gone to the bullpen, you've got guys, traffic on the base paths. You're, to be fair, when you don't send Eaton, you have your best hitter coming up in Trevor Story. I don't know if that's much of an excuse. Let's start with that. The Nate Eaton play. I was bullshit about it after it happened. I couldn't believe that he wasn't continuing running on with 2 outs. Who do you place the blame there on? Is that on the base runner? Is that on the third base coach?
I think that's almost all on the third base coach. When you're running to third there, you don't have your head turned to first. You just don't. And honestly, if you're Nate Eaton, you might not even be 100% sure if the ball made it up the middle or not because your back is turned to the play. So I think that, and he basically said as much after the game. He said, I was told to stop, so I stopped pretty much. And, I think that can be like one of those moments where as a third base coach, you don't know exactly how far the ball just kicked away from Ben Rice, but it would have been, in my opinion, wholly excusable for him to just like keep the windmill going the whole time. And even if Ben Rice picks that clean, like might be a tough play at the plate. I think the best thing to do there, like you just round the bag aggressively. You don't necessarily commit to going, but you just say like, hey, round it.
Yeah.
Don't stop your momentum. He stopped his momentum, and that's why he couldn't reverse it and get all the way back in. But if he keeps his momentum, even if he slows to a jog, he's making it home pretty easily, I think. And that's the difference in the game. And it just stinks because you saw the replay of the Yoshida hit up the middle from the night before, and that ball looked to be on the exact same course. And I don't know if you saw on the behind home plate replay, but the ball kicks off the side of the mound like just enough to like redirect it like 3 or 4 degrees off its path back to where Jazz could get to it. So it's a game of inches, it's a 2-game season, and one game comes down to a ball kicking off the side of the mound, and then we play one more game 165 to see who's going home.
Oh man. Oh, you make it sound so fun, Jackson. I don't know how fun it's going to be tonight, but you make it sound fun. That's for sure. And I think what was so frustrating about the Eaton play too is just you basically stole 2 runs the night before. Like that Sogard play into second, that's one of the biggest plays of the season to turn that single into a double. And then you're scoring 2 off the Yoshida run. Or the hit. So you're stealing a run there, but it really feels like 2. And if Chisholm eats that ball, then you're doing the right thing by kind of holding up at third base. That's the other thing too. You said, he's not seeing what Chisholm's doing. That's why it's more on the third base coach. Because if he just eats that and decides not to throw it to first base, which might have been a smart play, right? Then Eaton's dead to rights, but he didn't. And I think a third base coach should be able to be aggressive there. And Kyle Hudson did not. I don't know if he's changing. I don't know if he's changing his LinkedIn profile picture yet, but that's a brutal offense.
Why is it always Eaton?
That's the thing, man. I was at that game in August. Why did your fastest runner? Why are we afraid to send him?
It's a mystery. I don't have the answer.
Hell, man.
It's weird that it's twice with Nate Eaton, of all people, who is A, very fast, and B, doesn't play that much. I know he's played a lot more in September and so far October, but this is a utility speed guy who we're afraid to, challenge defenders with his 97th percentile speed or whatever it is.
Like, he should be Quentin Berry. I know he's not, and you need him to take at bats, but you're right. Like, he should be on this roster purely for that. and we're just afraid to send him. It's brutal. Brian Bayo is on the roster to be the number 2 starter. Did he have his best stuff last night? Didn't look like it, but we didn't get a huge sample size, Jackson. 2 1/3 on 28 pitches. What did you make of that quick hook? I think a lot of people are on Cora's side today.
I'm on Cora's side. I hate to say it because it didn't work, right? And the thing we always want to do is question things that didn't work out. And I think there are somewhat legitimate criticisms of what Alex Cora did last night, but I don't think yanking Brian Bayo is one of them because, in my view, in that situation, first and second, 1 out, Cody Bellinger coming up, if they score 2 or 3 runs that inning, the game's basically over. with the way the Red Sox offense has been performing lately. So I was pretty confident that going to Justin Wilson was the best way to get out of that inning. And Justin Wilson, to his credit, proved that to be the case. Then Justin Wilson gives you another inning, and you're starting to feel really good about the potential of, bullpenning this thing all the way through. Did things get really terrifying when Zach Kelly came out there? Yes, they did. But they managed to, kind of work their way into a favorable situation. And ultimately you take your shot with Garrett Whitlock. And I think that's where things, go sideways a little bit. But I don't know. I just didn't feel like Bayo had it. And that's, just coming from, he fails to get Judge out for the first time in their last 20 matchups. Bellinger, I think Bellinger got a hit against him his first time up. And then you have Rice following after that. So I felt pretty confident that the Yankees were going to score on Bayo there, and I had no problem with taking him out. It's just, you put yourself in a tough spot the rest of the way, but I think that's what they had to do to try and win that specific game.
Yeah, and it doesn't work out because of some freak plays. If Nate Eaton goes home, maybe we're saying how genius Alex Cora is for the second day in a row. But looking at this team, I think any Red Sox fan would agree this isn't a complete team, right? Like it's not the most well-rounded team, but with this wide open American League, they can definitely beat anybody. And so because of that, you've gotten some kind of folk heroes, right? Masa Yoshida, Nick Sogard. Some of your big guys have come through. Trevor Story last night, Crochet the night before. But before we get into game 3, who's been the most disappointing player for the Red Sox in this series?
It's hard to say, actually, because I think if you want to talk about like overall performance, this might not even come up on the show yet so far today. Romy Gonzalez has just disappeared. He hasn't done anything in this series whatsoever, and he's been batting cleanup.
I was going to say, the position in the lineup's even bigger. Yeah.
So it's I think offensively you'd have to go there, and then as far as like moments in the series go, you can talk about Rafael not getting the bunt down, and I think the number one thing you can talk about is Jarren Duran dropping the line drive. So I'd probably say like least valuable moment, Jarren Duran. You can argue that moment was so big that it makes him the least valuable player in the series. And otherwise, I would have liked to have seen Romy Gonzalez do anything offensively. The reason that Carlos Rodon, I thought the Yankees should have been punished so hard for leaving Rodon in there because he looked like he had nothing left. And the only reason they get away with it is Romy Gonzalez just isn't seeing the ball right now.
And to go off of that too, Rob Refsnyder hadn't given you anything. Those are two guys that mash lefties. Romy obviously has had a better year than I think everyone thought. So maybe he finds his way into the lineup, but those guys are nailed on in Sharpie on the lineup card because they hit lefties, and it leaves two guys on your bench who have come through in big spots this year, Masa Yoshida and Nathaniel Lowe. Sorry, he doesn't like Nate. But it leaves those two guys on the bench. Does that make it even more frustrating?
I think so, but also, it's tough to say because I don't know if you count on either of those guys to hit lefties. Right now, I'm not positive Nate Lowe can hit righties, so I'm a little bit nervous about him being in the
slowing
lineup.
down.
That Kevin Williams at bat, I was terrified the entire time that he was going to hit into a double play, and that's exactly what happened. But Yoshida will obviously be in there. I think anytime there's a righty on the mound, you feel confident with him right now. That's baseball. You have these two guys that crush lefties all year and they can't come through for you when lefties are on the mound. So in some ways it's like you wipe the slate clean, you play a game with your best righty lineup tonight, and hopefully you have a bit of an advantage because you have a lefty going as well. But obviously it's a rookie with 4 starts to his name, so anything can happen.
Yeah, let's get right into that. Game 3, you had this anxiety before the series when Lucas Giolito goes down and he's not going to be there. Connolly early, taking the mound, 5th career start. How about that? It's the highest scoring offense in baseball. It's an elimination game. It's the New York Yankees. What is your confidence level for Connolly early tonight?
Well, my confidence level in Connolly early is about a 5 out of 10, but I think if we're being like really real, I think my confidence level in Lucas Giolito might have been a 4 or a 3. So I'm not necessarily like lamenting over the fact that it has to be early. I think the kid's shown us more moxie than we could have possibly expected so far in 4 career starts. At the same time, he's a rookie. It's Yankee Stadium. It's the playoffs. It's win or go home. It's probably like a medium short leash. I don't know if they've fully like announced their plan. Have they? Like, are we letting early face Judge in the first? Are we opening with Kelly or Weiser? Like, I don't fully know what's going on, but I I certainly think that you'll see early for like at most 2 times through the order, and that's like really pushing it. I think he might get 3 or 4 innings in. So I'm feeling confident in terms of like I don't think early is going to be afraid of the moment. I think he's gonna do his thing. He's gonna make competitive pitches, but yeah, it's a win or go home playoff game. You have to be nervous about pretty much anyone whose name tag doesn't say Crochet out there on the mound.
I mean, for sure. And you wrote this morning about what Jarren Duran had to say about it, and he mentioned some of the same things you did, the calmness. He said he compared him to Roman Anthony, actually,
That Roman was very reassuring to me. That might have bumped my confidence level up a full point.
Yeah.
Saying he thinks he's Roman on the pitching side of things. I feel more confident based on that.
Yeah, so that was going to kind of lead into it is like you hear about his calmness. You know, he holds runners on well. He's obviously got strikeout stuff, but a lot of that intangible, like the moment's not too big for him, this, that, and the other. It's a different animal, right? Yankee Stadium in the playoffs, but like how much do you buy into that intangible stuff even more so than the pretty good numbers we've seen from him?
I'm pretty bought in. I mean, it's obviously, you know, one game can go any direction, right? And this is, you know, like we've said multiple times, this lineup can do damage to anybody. So I'm not saying like Connolly Early's definitely shoving tonight, but I do not think that he's going to be overwhelmed. I think he's going to go out there. He's going to make competitive pitches. He commands pretty much everything in his arsenal well. He has had a lot of strikeouts so far through 4 outings. So I like his chances to succeed, but at the same time, it's, you know, if Aaron Judge clips Connolly Early for a 2-run first inning homer, nobody's going to be surprised. So I think that's why you play. You just see you throw your best out there, and if they beat you, they beat you. But I think we've seen so far in the series, like when even against this lineup, you execute the pitch where you need to execute it. It's still baseball. Like well executed pitches are still going to be outs. So just make some of those.
Yeah, and like obviously, I get it from a Red Sox fan standpoint if you're nervous about Connolly Early in this situation tonight. But you look at the other side of things. Cam Schlittler has more starts, 10 more starts in the major leagues, but he started this year in Double-A just like Connolly Early. And he's a guy who's never pitched in the postseason before. And it's been a bit of up and down in the 14 starts this year. His last start was excellent. But do you think that there's an advantage on the Red Sox side because, you know, the pitchers are almost a push and you've still got the better bullpen?
I think it's an advantage because, I mean, this is just really basic stuff, but I think it's an advantage because he's a righty and our guy's a lefty. You know, that's a big part. I don't even know if they're going to start Rice and Jazz in this game. I feel like Boone might have addressed that last night, and I didn't actually click on the link to see what he said, but I think either way, like you're neutralizing 2 of their platoon guys and Grisham as well. That have just feasted on righties all year. So you don't want those guys taking any at-bats against righties tonight. There's really no reason they should when 2/3 of your bullpen with Whitlock out is left-handed. So that may be the one advantage you have. If that means like Matt or Peyton Tolley is pitching a Stanton in a big spot, like that might be what it is. But I appreciate the fact that our guy's left-handed and that neutralizes their best platoon guys. And yeah, I mean, Cam Schlittler, great stuff. Massachusetts boy, grew up rooting for the Red Sox. That could be either motivation to shut them the heck down, or it could be, you know, oh my God, what the heck? I'm facing my childhood favorite team in the biggest game of the season. How did I get here? So he's as much of a wild card, I think, as early as in this game. And the Yankees don't have as good a bullpen, even though their bullpen might be – it's hard to say which bullpen is more taxed at this point because the Red Sox threw way more last night, but the Yankees use their only 2 like semi-reliable high-leverage guys in both games so far. So I don't think either team feels great about their bullpen situation heading into this one.
And that could be advantage Red Sox. Because at the end of the day, they still have a better bullpen. So, and Greg Weissert is fully rested, man. Greg Weissert is ready to go. Thank God.
As long as they don't bring Weissert in the middle of an inning with early leaving a runner on first and 2 outs, like I'm more okay with it. Give the guy a clean inning and maybe he emerges unscathed. I don't know.
Oh, he was ready to close that thing out last night, Jackson. When they eventually took the lead, Greg Weissert was ready to close that thing out. But looking at it from the offensive side of things, you know, they've not come through in run support for Connolly Early this year, less than 3 runs a game in those 4 starts. And you've still got Judge in right field. If Ben Rice is going to play tonight, there's rumors he's going to catch for Schlittler. You can run on him a little bit. We kind of talked about it earlier, but is this a prime opportunity for the Red Sox to be aggressive on the base pass again? They haven't scored a lot in this series. They haven't come through with a lot of the big hits. They've had a couple, but is this an opportunity for the Red Sox to just throw caution to the wind, get aggressive as hell with their season on the line?
I mean, yeah, I think the moment will dictate that. I don't necessarily think, like, it depends. If Rice is catching and say Duran's leading off and gets on first, like, I think you send him and see where the night takes you. If he throws him out, maybe you take a step back. But otherwise, I definitely think it's the type of thing where Alex Cora likes to push the envelope, but what he really likes to do is exploit something that he thinks he knows is an advantage. And if he senses early on in this game that, like, oh, Ben Rice isn't going to be able to throw, then it's definitely full go season. And admittedly, I haven't looked at like Cam Schlittler times to home plate, but he's a long-limbed guy. Like, it might be slow. So it's all dependent on like how this thing shakes out early on. I think there's definitely potential for that, but you're not going to be full on reckless, but you're also going to be very opportunistic if you sense you have the advantage.
All right. Last thing here, game 3, winner take all tonight. Jackson Roberts of SI. What is the blueprint for the Red Sox to win this ball game in advance?
The blueprint is you jump on Schlittler. I don't necessarily think you're going to be like, pounding balls out of the yard, but I think, the blueprint is essentially that Sunday night game from a few weeks ago back in Boston, where they just get a big first inning and then you just kind of hold the line. Early might get touched up once or twice, but you get through 1.5 times through the order, maybe you only give up 1 run, and your advantage from early in the game is enough to hold you over for the last few innings and eventually get the ball to Chapman in the 9th. That's the blueprint. It's a scary blueprint. This team doesn't really have the personnel to blow anybody out right now, but they're scrappy. They have, some advantages in terms of athleticism. I still think I would much rather have Cora than Boone in a big game, and you let the chips fall where they may.
They're not going to make it easy. They're certainly not going to do that. Jackson, people are going to be just feasting on Red Sox content as long as they keep playing. And even if they lose tonight, they'll be looking for it. So how can they find your work?
Red Sox on SI. It's pretty simple. At JRobertsBSBL baseball on Twitter. And just keep following along. We're certainly cranking out content whether they win or lose tomorrow. So come on back for more.
Oh, man, this is going to be fun. It will certainly be an exciting offseason, too, when that comes. So we'll have to bring you on again for that and look at the blueprint for the Red Sox winter. Jackson, thanks so much for making the time.
No, it sounds like a plan. Thanks for having me, Ken.
There he goes. Jackson Roberts of Sports Illustrated, covering the Red Sox all season long, and it all comes down to this in Game 3. Let me know what you think is going to happen tonight in the comment section below. Then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you live every weekday on YouTube, and then we're available wherever you get your podcasts as well. Talking pretty much nothing but Red Sox this week, and that's not going to change in the next segment. When we come back from this short break, we will talk about Connolly Early versus Cam Schlittler. Let's go inside the numbers and see who has the real advantage tonight and whether you should be worried as a Red Sox fan. Let's do it next on The Cam Show.
whypersonalloans.com. Request a loan anytime. Our partners can offer loans up to $35,000 with varying rates and terms. Review your loan offer with no obligation and decide what works for you. Visit personalloans.com today.
Unlock a world of convenience with Mullybox, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your taste. Mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
Your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. From first touchdown scorer to anytime TD props, or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. New customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code CAMSHOW. That's code CAMSHOW to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
I am obsessed with helping business owners increase their traffic and turn it into profit through the power of Pinterest marketing. It's this amazing platform where people are looking for ideas, inspiration. They have a problem and they're actively looking for a solution.
Bubble wasn't here. I don't know what people would be doing, like making PowerPoints or something. I love that I can sit down and build something the way that I think it should be built.
Bubble turns ideas into fully scalable apps. Try Bubble today.
At Mapiful, we believe in celebrating your journey. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mapiful.com and start celebrating your story today.
Welcome back to it, the Cam Show on Rogue Media Sports Network. It's called that because I'm your host, Cam Stuart. Zach Burke is behind the glass, keeping us on the air. 5 days a week, we come here live at high noon Eastern time on YouTube, and then we're available wherever you get your podcasts as well. So, no, I got some new viewers this week because of all the Red Sox coverage. Really appreciate you guys coming along. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps my bosses let me know that I should keep my job. It helps them know that. And check out the other videos we got on the channel. We're talking obviously a lot of Red Sox this week, but Patriots, Bruins, everything else going on in the world of Boston sports. So you guys don't have to listen to Boston Sports Talk Radio, especially at this time of day. I get it. But we are talking Red Sox, and it comes down to this. Game 3, Yankee Stadium, Connolly early. What do you got, kid? Is it fair? I don't know. 23 years old, 5th start in the major leagues. This is it. This is where we separate the men from the boys, the awkwardly feminine from the possibly Canadian. This is it, buddy. Connolly early takes to the mound in a winner-take-all game. If he wins, he's prime Randy Johnson. If he loses, he is beginning of the movie Shane Falco. Like, I think that's a fair thing to say. Or maybe it isn't. Connolly early going against the Yankees tonight. Obviously, the highest scoring team in all of baseball. They lead in the homers and the OPS, the runs driven in, and he's making history. The first pitcher ever to start a winner-take-all game within 30 days of his major league debut. Now, cherry-pick stats are cherry-pick stats, but that's crazy. Both the starting pitchers tonight started the year in Double-A. And unlike the first 2 games where you pointed to Crochet's numbers against the Yankees and Bayo's numbers against the Yankees and felt really good, we have nothing to go off of for this game. Connolly early has never faced the New York Yankees. In fact, if you want to feel confident, how about this? He has never pitched a road game at a major league ballpark. 2 road starts in his month pitching in the bigs, and they were in Tampa at Steinbrenner Field and in Sacramento. It's funny, he made his debut in Sacramento, and Lou Merloni on the broadcast made a great point. He said this is actually perfect for a kid trying to, ease his way into the major leagues here, if there is such a thing, because they're playing in a AAA park. You go in, there's no third deck, there's no giant video board. There's nothing like that. It's not a crazy amount of bleachers when you're warming up in the bullpen. It will be that tonight. How about that as your first road ballpark you're pitching into the major leagues for all intents and purposes? Yankee Stadium, Game 3, winner take all. Look, the stuff is there, Red Sox fans, to try and make you feel better. The stuff is there. It's been there from day one. He struck out 11 guys in his debut. His strikeout per 9 is nasty. It's 13.5. Nasty, sick stuff. But he's never thrown more than 90 pitches in a start in the major leagues. And only one time has he trotted out for the 6th inning of a major league ball game. On the other side, Cam Schlittler. It's probably the first time I've gotten that right on the first try. Cam Schlittler. He's a rookie too, but he's made 14 starts. Somehow none of them against the Red Sox. And here's what I don't like. When Schlittler starts, the Yankees average almost 5.5 runs of support. When Connolly early starts, it's 2.75 runs for the Red Sox. And the Red Sox are 1-3 in his starts this year. Now, Schlittler's numbers, man, they're nothing that really jumps off the page, right? It's good. It's absolutely good, but he's only thrown 73 innings. The ERA is under 3, so is Connolly early's, right? 84 strikeouts, 73 innings. Yeah, he could pound the strike zone. ERA plus is almost 140. You like that, if you're a Yankee fan, right? That's a solid rookie starter. And last time out, he was fantastic, actually. He went 7 shutout innings against Baltimore, and he's only given up 1 earned run in his last 2 starts over 12 innings. And so he's coming off a regular rest, which, like Connolly early, he hasn't done a ton of this year, but he did it twice in September and pitched pretty well in both of them. Fairly well in both of them. He will walk guys. He's walking almost 4 guys per 9 innings, and maybe the Red Sox can take advantage of that because they've been pretty patient so far in this series. But you look at Schlittler on regular rest, and if you're the Yankees, you don't worry too much. Connolly early on regular rest, that's a worry because he is coming off regular rest. He pitched on Saturday. Game they lost 2-1. He gave up 2 runs. Sorry. Gave up 2 runs against the Tigers on Saturday. That's his only start on regular, or his only 2 starts on regular rest this year are the ones where he's given up runs. He's given up 5 runs total in those 2 starts that he came off regular rest. Because remember, in the minors, you're never doing that. You always get a built-in off day on Monday. You're never doing that. And he's never gone over 90 pitches. The area of confidence I think the Red Sox could have is still with the bullpen. As we talked about with Jackson Roberts of Sports Illustrated earlier in the show, the Red Sox used basically all their guys last night, except Chapman, who threw 24 pitches the night before, and you didn't touch Weiser. But those are 2 high leverage guys that you didn't use. Everyone else you did, and Whitlock's probably the one that's not available. But the Yankees used all their high leverage guys 2 nights in a row. It's all hands on deck when it comes to a winner-take-all game, but that bullpen's definitely going to be more gas than the Red Sox for everyone but Whitlock. So the biggest advantage of this series for Boston has been the bullpen and will be the bullpen, and I think that's still an advantage that's intact tonight. One thing that does piss me off, remember the Yankees earlier this year? The Yankee fans made a whole big deal about Hunter Dobbins apparently lying about his dad playing for the Yankees in their system. Well, here's how they're getting back at you. Because Cam Schlittler, is from Walpole, Massachusetts. I mean, I don't know if the Yankees beat us in this series because they're getting home runs from a kid from Cohasset who grew up a Yankee fan in Ben Rice, and they get a shoving win from Cam Schlittler, who grew up as a Red Sox fan in Walpole. If that happens, we might have to cancel the show entirely. But don't lie to us, Cam, okay? You're disrespecting the name here. Don't lie to us, Cam Schlittler, because here's what he said about being a Red Sox fan growing up and how his family has changed allegiances with him playing for the
Have you
Yankees.
fully converted your family to Yankee fans?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. Again, obviously growing up in Boston, I take pride in being from Boston. Again, when it came to, my career and where I want to be, this is where I want to be. So, they're full Yankee guys now. So, they don't wear it as much around in Boston just because, but, when they're here, they're very prideful about it.
I'm calling bullshit here. Zach Burke, can I bring you into the studio here? Look, Zach didn't grow up in Massachusetts, but he knows sports better than almost any one of us. I'm sorry, dude. There's no way. There's no way his family's living in Walpole and they're legit Yankee fans. Like, they'll support him. Sure, but there's no way.
Yeah, when you told me this earlier, I was like, they're not baseball fans then. Because if you were a Red Sox fan at some point, and again, like, my hat is not the same as yours, but I am a baseball fan, right? Yeah. If I were to play, like, my family knows me well enough. If I were somehow talented enough to get drafted to play in baseball and somehow I'm with the Astros, I'm going to play it out and I'm going to play through. But my family's not going to all be like, oh man, how about the Astros? Because they know better. Like, if his family is truly Boston Red Sox fans, they know what that rivalry means. They know what that series already is. And they've experienced probably some of just the most irritating and just like, losses from the Yankees. And that stuff just doesn't change because your son's drafted. You know what you do in that situation? Hey, so Red Sox fan, I hope you do well, man. Hope you do well when you play. But I'm not cheering on the rest of the freaking team.
Yeah, like, for sure they're going to support him tonight. Like, I'm not saying that, but outside of his parents, siblings, maybe an aunt or an uncle, the rest of his family will be celebrating if the Red Sox win tonight.
Yes.
Like, no doubt. The kids he went to high school with, like, the people that he knows in Walpole, like, they will be rooting for the Red Sox tonight. They don't want Schlittler to get lit up, I'm sure, but there's no way they're not rooting for the Red Sox. And I get reminded of, I'll give you a soccer example, if I may. Wayne Rooney, who I know you've heard of. I know you know Wayne Rooney.
I know who Wayne Rooney is.
So he started his career at Everton in Liverpool. He's from Liverpool, and he made his career at Manchester United. And his wife, who's also from Liverpool, huge Liverpool FC family. Like, they're red as hell. And her husband started at the other club in Liverpool and then became a legend at their biggest rival at Manchester United. And so a couple of years ago, he was managing at Derby County and Liverpool in the second division, and Liverpool had won the Premier League. And so when he came home, his wife was putting up a Premier League champions flag. He's got a picture of it. She's putting up a flag at their house. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Heck yes.
Like, did she ever root against Wayne Rooney? Probably not. And that's okay. But she knows where she comes from. She knows what she really is deep down in her fabric. Like,
exactly.
I expect to see some Red Sox flags around Walpole tonight.
Oh, if he was like, they know not to wear it when they're around. Well, yeah, because they're not wearing it.
Yeah. Like, they should be wearing like Walpole High stuff to keep it neutral. Like, obviously you don't want to, if he's pitching against the Orioles at Yankee Stadium, they're not showing up with Red Sox stuff on. Like, we know that. But on the flip side, he hasn't done it yet. But if he goes and starts at Fenway Park, you think they're wearing their Yankee jerseys there?
No.
I doubt it. No. Let's just say I doubt it. And to me, that's the difference. Then you're not and that's fine, man. Support your kid all you want. Just don't think that's real. I just think he's lying. Like, Julio's asking, they're supporting their family member. Why are we crying? I'm not crying. I'm just saying it's bullshit. Like, he's just lying to us. That's just not real. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm all for them supporting him. It's funny to be just the out of all the rivalries too. It's not like it's some like, oh, my family were A's fans and now they're going to root for the Giants. It's not something like that. Like, it's Yankees, Red Sox.
That's all. They're rooting for their family member, of course, but they're not Yankee fans. I'm just like, let's just make that clear. Anyway, thank you, Zach. Thank you for helping me clear that up. It's game 3 tonight. Connolly Early against Walpole's own Cam Schlittler. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Who's going to win this game and why? Are Cam Schlittler's family really Yankee fans? Let me know in the comment section below. Then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you every weekday, high noon Eastern time, live on YouTube, and then we're available wherever you get your podcasts as well. What more could you want from this? It's your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio. Check out the other videos on the channel talking all through this series, Red Sox, and then, of course, with Patriots, Bruins, Celtics, and everything else going on in the world of Boston sports as well. Thank you for joining us today, especially you newbies coming in, following along with the channel. We will have all the segments out later and some YouTube shorts too. So thanks for joining along. It's all going down tonight, and we'll break it all down tomorrow on a little ditty that we like to call The Cam Show.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious.
At Open Goal USA, we're revolutionizing training for both soccer and lacrosse with our innovative portable rebounders. Perfect for players of all ages and skill levels. Visit OpenGOAAALUSA.com and elevate your training today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.